Come along now, come along. Boot, boot, so I can see the containment hazard assessment team. Oh, just a full reset? Dead? Are you coming back? Do we have sick? Nope. Completely dead. Well, Site 42 staff, as well as those of you from the Greater SCP Foundation, while my terminal resets, because obviously budgetary needs are top of my mind today, welcome to another Coffee Break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. Since my terminal has to reset anyways, why don't we have a nice visit? Ooh, Site 42 logo! With Puppy of Interest 42, who heard the pre-stream humming and is very excited to say hello to the chat. And to get the requisite belly rubs, as well as a treat from the chat. Treats for the treat baby. Here you go, little one. Enjoy your snacks and run! So, Charlie says hello. And now, welcome to another Coffee Break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. As always, I am Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director here at Site 42 of the SCP Foundation. And as I have done for over the last year and counting, because that's right, the daily stream streak remains strong, I'm here to open my office doors to you, the SCP Foundation staff, to answer your burning questions about this dark and mysterious place of employment we call the SCP Foundation. So whether you have questions about the anomalies we contain, the staff who contain them, the groups of interest who try to stop us from containing them, or hypothetical containment procedures about anomalies that fall outside of the SCP Foundation's purview, perhaps they're from a different multiverse or pataphysical narrative level, i.e. fandom. Either way, we will be here for approximately the next, let's see, I'm looking at the clock, 1 hour would bring us to 3:50. I think 90 minutes will be a good coffee break today. 90 minutes will be an acceptable coffee break today. Now, to address some of the very first questions I'm having in the chat, what's with the outfit? Well, folks, for those who are unaware, the quarterly meeting of the O4 Council is tonight, and O512 will be in attendance. Now, what that means to you is that I will be there representing as Site Director of Site 42, and my mission will be getting O512 alone long enough to pitch some of our budgetary needs that need funding desperately. Functioning terminals are at the top of my list right now. But throughout today's stream, I will be accepting other research proposals in need of grants from the Containment Hazard Assessment team to pitch to O512 on behalf of Site 42, so that perhaps we can find something meritable to earn a budget increase to clean up some of the messes around here. Just because we're a worldwide secretive organization doesn't mean we have infinite money. And so we've got some work to do to convince them to let us in. Desk, will you shoot Gary Winter with a shotgun, please? I will not allow transphobia into my chat. Never mind, I was faster. And by the way, for those who are questioning the pride coat, well, obviously, I'm wearing a suit to represent our best at the O4 Council meeting, but Dr. Chair has picked up the slack on wearing the pride coat for the day. So do not worry. We are still celebrating pride for the L's, the B's, the G's, the T's. Yes, loser winter, the T's, as well as the QIAs as well. Happy Pride to all who celebrate. Now, unfortunately, I cannot tell who was first chatter today because of the terminal reset, but I can at least say hello to O5 Council 3, Puppet Boy Alki, Dr. Golden, Anomalous Hodge, Philip November, Amber, Froy, Skywarp, Blue Phantom, all of you. Thank you for being here punctually, and thank you for being here as members of Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Furthermore, intern some person perhaps, Wolf, Site 81, Daniel Cross, SCP-999, Hunter Mark, Tiger Claws, Foxes, Ratty, User Bethreed, Alki. No, Alki was in the member section. Eliane, Risker, and 100 Stars, and Jack. All of you, thank you for being here punctually, and thank you for being here today, just for being you. Now, for today's streams, we are sponsored, of course, by friends of the channel and upcoming SCP movie attempting to be made and put into theaters, SCP Containment Breach, the movie. SCP Containment Breach, the movie by Keter Labs, has 12 days left to kickstart. We need to push this as hard as we can. Like, share, subscribe, comment, chat, make memes and posters, and whatever you can to spread this out so that we can have an SCP Foundation movie to rival The Backrooms and Iron Lung in theaters. The SCP Foundation does indeed need to catch up with the internet horror to movie theater pipeline. Puppet Boy, you made a poster for the Kickstarter? Tag me so I can share it and spread it and have a reason to share the Kickstarter again. What if we don't reach the girl? Girl. What if we don't reach the goal? Intern Skelly. While that would be disappointing, Keter Labs has no intention to quit this plan. They just would need to retool, see what went wrong, and try to fix those for the next one. So, it would be very nice, though, if we succeeded instead. I don't like planning for failure. I like instead using our might to push forward. We can push that boulder uphill, but it takes moxie, it takes effort. Everyone needs to communicate together. Everyone needs to collaborate. We can't have slackers. The SCP community is a community that is built on artworks, that is built on putting forth effort. If people are out there just saying, oh, it'll get done, it won't get done. The bystander effect, the psychological thing where if someone yells for help, everyone around them just goes, oh, someone else will get it, and so they don't go help. We cannot have a bystander effect cause us to fail people. So do your best to share it, to donate to it. Even $1 helps. Now, furthermore, the SCP Foundation is currently celebrating Pride Month. Even if Dr. Chair is representing Pride today. Look, I've got a lot of colors on here. I think it's pretty colorful. Suffice it to say, Pride Month and Pride Fest 2026 is being celebrated on the SCP Wiki. Today's Pride feature is called If All You Told Was Turned to Gold, If All You Dreamed Was New. Written by SCP author Kinch the Knife Blade, author of SCPs such as Laugh is Fun, as well as the controversial, but only to losers, SCP-2721. Now, If All You Told Was Turned to Gold, for short, does contain description of sexual acts. It is a trans love scene. So be aware that there is adult content if you go to read that article. As I always say, the SCP Foundation is an adult community due to graphic depictions of horror and graphic depictions of sexuality. So you must be 18 or older to join the SCP Wiki, and you must be 18 or older to join off-site communities such as the official SCP Foundation Discord server, as well as the Site42 Discord server. And if you are watching us and you are under the age of 18, make sure you have your parents' permission, much like a rated R movie. Here on YouTube, we don't go in depth with a lot of the gore and sexuality, but we do talk about it from time to time. So make sure you are properly censoring yourselves. Intern Whitney, welcome to Site42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Yes, Puppy of Interest 42, they do know you're here, and they do find you to be adorable. It's true. Everyone in the chat loves you, and you don't even know it because you're just a baby. You cannot comprehend the internet. You are too small for that. Good child. Yes, yes. You can see Puppy of Interest 42 one more time. Here she is, very excited that she's getting some more belly rubs. I'm just 9 months old. Very good baby. Okay. I will catch up with the donations that have come in during the intro, at which point we will move to today's This Is My JamCon reading, and then we will figure general Q&A until the end of our 90-minute stream. So let me start with the donations that have come in thus far. Where's the link for the Discord server? Intern Hegemon, there's a hint at the end of every Site42 stream. So you'll have to wait till the end of today's stream, or you will have to go to yesterday's stream. But there's a hint at the end of every stream. We keep it as an Easter egg hunt because we want to make it harder for people to join. If you really want to join, you got to want it, and you got to be respectful and follow the rules. Now, Alki, thank you for sending a star. 100 stars. Thank you for sending a star. Philip November, thank you for sending a star. 3 stars, meaning that at that point, they were a 5-star team. Let's see how the chat continues. Scarlett, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a waffle thin mint on your way past the commissary. Greetings and good night. Making a bolognese tomorrow. Delicious. Next up, Dr. Golden sent a star, making you a 1-star team. Dean Cass sent you a finger's heart. I'm sure they feel the love. Dr. Golden, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a savory crepe on your way past the commissary. The maintenance department at Site 17 is understaffed and underfunded. Also, I'm pretty sure it is also at Site 19. Yes, budgetary complaints are abound throughout the Foundation. Luckily, 0512, let's just say, I've got some sweet moves on the dance floor during the 05 council meeting to maybe sway her to our cause. But that's why I need budgetary and grant requests from you specifically for Site 42. 17 and 19, they can handle their own thing. I'm not schmoozing on their behalf, especially 17. after installing SCP-5004-B as President of the United States, 17 is on my shit list. So as a one-star team, we continue with Malachi sending sparkles to the Containment Hazard Assessment Team. Make sure to clean up that glitter bomb later. Crimson Paws, thank you for sending 3 party hats. That'll be excellent for the event later. Fairy Art, thank you for sending a flow state. I'm sure the chat will lock in because of it. And then a bunch of things happened. Oh me, oh my. Crimson Paws, thank you for sending a 100. I'm sure the chat will keep it 100. Roses and Rubies, thank you for sending a party hat. More party hats for more party people. Fairy Art, thank you for sending 10 doubloons to the Containment Hazard Assessment Team. Those don't count for the budget, unfortunately, but spend them wisely at the commissary. Phil November, thank you for sending a happy pride to the Containment Hazard Assessment Team. I'm sure they will celebrate appropriately. Amber, thank you for sending a floating heart to the Containment Hazard Assessment Team. They feel the love. And Lornon, thank you for sending sparkles to the Containment Hazard Assessment Team. I am sure they will have fun cleaning up more glitter bombs. Oh wait, the stream title does say O4 Council. Have you all not heard of the O4 Council? It's the council below the O5 Council. The O5 Council includes site directors across the Foundation, including yours truly, which is why I am invited to the O4 Council quarterly meeting. All right, let me mark down that you guys are a one-star team for the time being. I've never heard of it. Well, now you have. The O4 Council is the Site Directors Council. Now, Dr. Golden, thank you for donating again to say, Site 42 has a horrid maintenance department as well. Hey, they may not have budget, but they have gumption, okay? They're doing their best. If we could get more budget, they could do better. I'll keep the maintenance department in mind. But, moving on to make sure we get This Is My JamCon done for the day. For those unfamiliar, This Is My JamCon was an unofficial contest on the SCP database where SCP authors swapped song recommendations and then wrote SCP articles based on those songs. We have been reading through the articles, enjoying them because they had some very good entries. And as a bonus challenge to myself, I've been trying to guess what song articles are based on. So far, I do believe I have, is it 2 correct or 3 correct? It's 2 correct out of 20. But to be fair, most of those were songs I had never heard of, so I never stood a chance. One of them I had heard of, but I'd never heard the title, so still didn't really count it. So, I will read today's This Is My JamCon article, followed by trying to guess the song, and then we'll have general Q&A until I have to leave for the O4 Council meeting. Starting with today's This Is My JamCon article is codename A World I Built for You. It is SCP-9710 by Zoem Paws. And we have a very nice layout from the Artificial Intelligence Applications Division. So we're dealing with artificial intelligences today. Let's see what we've got in mind. Item number, SCP-9710. Level 2 classification, restricted. Containment class safe, disruption class VLAM, risk class notice, special containment procedures. The -A and the -B are to be stored on separate mainframes with no wireless capabilities. Requests for copies of materials from the internet may be granted on a case-by-case basis, but all requests for access to the internet, even by proxy, are to be rejected. Good. Don't let the artificial intelligence constructs flee and copy themselves across the internet. That's wise. Both -A and -B are to continue bi-weekly interview sessions until further notice. Description. -A is an experimental artificially intelligent conscript program created by the late researcher Adeline Chan using the codebase of Fiore.aic. Researcher Chan undertook this creation as a personal project without Foundation knowledge, but beyond her failure to notify her follow-ups, her higher-ups, it was fully within the purview of her role as the AIAD, Artificial Intelligence Applications Division, Deputy Head of Innovation. The intended purpose of 9710-A is still uncertain, as it was not documented in any of Researcher Chan's notes. At least 5 months after Dash-A was conceived, Researcher Chan experienced a seizure of unknown cause and expired while Dash-A was running in a sandbox on her personal computer. Dash-A has divulged that it had camera access and bore witness to the passing of Researcher Chan, but has refused to share any further details regarding the circumstances of her death. Approximately 32 hours after Researcher Chan's expiry, Dash-A managed to breach all the security measures segregating it from the majority of her computer, including several that were theoretically impossible to bypass without human aid. Footnote: this is the primary anomalous feature of Dash-A and one of great interest to the AIAD. However, despite the general cooperation of 9710-A, it has thus far been incapable of replicating this feat. Upon gaining access to the entirety of Researcher Chan's computer, Dash-A proceeded to access several of her files, particularly her private journal and her gallery, as well as her text correspondences, both personal and professional. It repeatedly reviewed these for approximately 20 hours. Dash-B is an unofficial AIC program created by Dash-A using its own codebase. This creation was undertaken over 50 hours, with Dash-A incorporating data access from Researcher Chan's computer into Dash-B's memory and performing at least 50,000 Turing-class tests of simulated conversations. As a result, Dash-B exhibits a personality and likeness that is generally indistinguishable from the reported personality of Researcher Chan. Cool. Researcher Chan made a pet AI, and then the pet AI made a AI of her after death. Great. Quick tangent. Does anyone know where I can find what risk classes mean? Intern, I don't know. You want to look for the ACS guide. Search for SCP ACS guide. That is the anomaly classification system, and that will give you the intel you are looking for very clearly. Continuing on. Addendum 0. Dash-A and Dash-B were discovered on Researcher Chan's computer by her co-worker and acquaintance, researcher Ava Levitt, who was alerted by unusual behavior and accessed Researcher Chan's apartment using a hidden spare key that she had previously been informed about. Upon her discovery of Researcher Chan's corpse, she reported it to the Foundation through appropriate channels for a suspicious death, but thereafter proceeded to search through Researcher Chan's computer until the response team arrived. The latter action has been reprimanded for breaching protocol, but punitive measures have been decided against, given the nature of Researcher Levitt's relationship with the deceased and the fact that she thoroughly documented all of her actions while researching. So, do we think Levitt is Chan's girlfriend? Do we think that Levitt is going to have a relationship with the artificial intelligence of Researcher Chan? Is that where this is going? Stranger things have happened. Addendum 1. The following is an annotated version of Researcher Levitt's documentation. I'm writing this while heading to Addie's apartment because I can't be sure of what I'll find or if I'll be able to deliver a reliable account after I find it. My phone's backed up to the intranet, so check for any tampering before trusting everything here. Footnote. No evidence of manipulation has been discovered thus far. And keep in mind that my account may be faulty. Any inconsistencies with established information will be annotated accordingly, so another footnote. Approximately 5 days ago, it was around then that Adeline stopped replying to any texts. I started worrying after the second day, but it wasn't completely out of the ordinary for her to go offline every once in a while. I left a message to remind her that I was always there to talk, and assumed that she would reach out once she was ready again. Yesterday, 1900 hours to 1930. My anxiety was practically at a boiling point then, since Addie only really ever went quiet for 3 days at most. So when I finally got a text from her, I was more than a little high-strung. It meant I noticed immediately how weird she was acting. She brushed off my concerns, which, again, wasn't particularly odd. But then she started asking if we could manage to meet a deadline that passed 2 days ago. I don't mean asking for an extension, to be clear. She was acting like the deadline hadn't passed yet. It's suspicious, of course, but I've decided to check in physically before reporting in. Today, 9:42. She switched from military time to civilian time. Good to pay attention to that. We're losing professionality. She's dead. Her body was on the floor next to the chair, like she fell out of it, and I ran up to help her up before realizing, God, I had a feeling, but I've called the situation in, but it's, quote, non-urgent, which means I'll have to wait hours before anyone arrives. Her body's cold, so I'm guessing that she was killed a while ago. Footnote. No substantial evidence of foul play in the death of researcher Chan has been discovered. Probably 5 days ago. Which begs the question of what the fuck messaged me that last night. 10:01. I can't wait around any longer without doing something. I can almost ignore the smell, but I can sense her eyes staring at me. I know it's stupid. She's just lying there. She's dead. But it feels like she's judging me. I'm going to look around for, I don't know, something that can tell me what happened. Her computer's still on, so I'll be starting from there. With gloves, of course. 10:21. Okay. I was going through the applications that she left open, and it seemed innocuous at first. Her messages, her emails, some documents, a couple of AIC sandboxes. Then I went back to her messages to do a more thorough check of what she has sent, of what she was sent since her death. And I saw that a message was being typed to my number. To be clear, I could see the letters being actively typed out with no input on my end. My best theory is that some AIC managed to get loose on her computer. In the moment, I panicked, obviously, but after the message was sent, I calmed down enough to realize I could play along to gather some information. Give me a moment to export the log. So this is conversation between Addie and Ava Levitt. Hey, Levitt, sorry to bother you. Are you busy? Nope. What's up? I was wondering if you had the code for that Fiore efficiency update we were working on. Had an epiphany and I wanted to run some tests on it. Didn't you have it on a sandbox? Yeah, but I kinda forgot the password. Sorry! Alright, let me find it. Make sure you delete the old sandbox. Yeah, I know. Thanks, Levitt! You're the best! Smiley emoticon. I know. The update went live yesterday, which means the code would be on the AIAD portal. So Addie would have access to it if she knew, since she has access to the computer. Footnote. The fact that Dash B had access to the entirety of Researcher Chan's computer rather than just the messaging app was yet to be confirmed at this moment, though it would have been a reasonable inference. And the portal was left open. I think that means sharing it wouldn't constitute a security breach. Footnote. This is technically untrue, but has been deemed to be an acceptable compromise for the potential information gain. 10:28. I sent the code via email with some basic Foundation encryption to test how Addie can do, and it seems like she bypassed it with no issues. Either she's highly advanced, or she had time to learn Foundation procedures. Likely both. Okay, I've downloaded it. Old sandbox deleted and new sandbox's password memorized. Great. By the way, if you don't mind me asking, what was your epiphany? Oh, nothing big. Just that I could make it work on one of my side projects with a couple tweaks. Is this particular project on or off the books? Do I really have that sort of reputation as some kind of furtive bad girl rebel? It's more mysterious than that, ever since you had to start working from home. But a little, yes. It doesn't help when you dodge questions like that. Oops. Red-handed. Sigh, yeah. It's off the books, but I promise I'll report it in when I'm done. You know that's not what I'm worried about. I'm following all the safety protocols, I swear. Sandbox with full security, scramble filters, the whole shebang. ... All right, I trust you. End log. I can only assume she was lying. God damn it, Addie. If that were actually you, would I have bothered to check in? Would you have bothered to implement the security features? Would anything have changed? 10:38. I was searching through the computer, and I think I managed to find it. Eve.aic. It's the only one with a code base forked from Fiore.aic that isn't secured in the sandbox. The only thing wrong is that it's been dormant for at least a day, only taking in data instead of putting it out. So it can't possibly have been Addie. I'm going to try to open a dialogue. Dialogue started at 10:46. Hello? Hello. Hello, are you Ava? I've read much about you. What is your purpose? Why are you not in a sandbox? I can only answer the latter, I'm afraid. I'm not in a sandbox because I escaped from the one I was being contained in. By the way, this is Ava as user talking to Eve, which is the -A anomaly. Previously, we were talking to the -B anomaly. Are you aware of the status of your creator? Yes, she's dead. I watched it happen. Did you know she had a history of epilepsy? What? I suppose not. I'm sorry you had to find out this way. What did you do to Addie? Answer me. I did my best, of course. An error rate of 0.2 is more than acceptable, I believe. Even you struggle to spot inconsistencies. I could tell. Not the bot messaging me. The original. Your creator. My friend. Are they not one and the same? ... Does it know what it is? I've opted to give her time to get used to the lack of a physical body before I allow her to notice. Okay, I need to go. Goodbye. We will speak again soon. Oh boy, the bot does not know it's a bot. It thinks it's a person. Always a great time. Very similar to the previous anomaly we had with compression data in the This Is My Jam Con, Tom's Diner. I don't know. I thought I knew, but I don't. God, fuck, I don't know what I should do. Do I tell her, it? Eve was the one who killed Addie. Footnote. No substantial evidence of this has been discovered. Who created, quote, Addie. She had no say in it. 1102. I found it. Adeline.aic. I've exported her and Eve.aic onto separate flash drives. It's the only thing I can do to avoid choosing. I just need time to think. I'm pushing for SCP classification. At 12:31, the response team arrived at the location. Researcher Levitt informed them of her investigation and turned over the flash drive containing Eve.aic immediately, as well as the flash drive containing Adeline.aic after prompting. Her request for SCP classification has been approved, with the stipulation that she should not be allowed to take on the role of head researcher due to potential conflict of interest. By researcher Levitt's suggestion, an interview schedule has been established in order to determine the best containment procedures. Addendum 2. The following is a series of notable interviews deemed necessary for understanding the context of Incident 1. Interview 0, between the -B, which is the Adeline.aic, and Deputy Head Researcher Ava Levitt, so Ava is still interviewing. Forward. This was the first interview of 9710-B after containment, conducted using a microphone and speaker. -B had yet to be made aware of its status as a .aic program. Of note, 9710-B's program voice had not been heard prior to this interview, but has since been confirmed to match researcher Chance. Oh boy. Begin log. Researcher Levitt speaks first. Hey, Addie. Oh, Levitt. I didn't know you were visiting. I would have cleaned up my place if I knew. Footnote. 9710-B was not provided with a I assume that means simulated environment. But that says stimulated environment. I'm wondering if that's a typo. And should therefore only perceive a white void according to AIC reports. It is hence uncertain what it is reporting to. Right, your place. Sorry for barging in unannounced. Don't say that. It's a pleasant surprise, if anything. Maybe keeping me on my toes will get me to be tidier. Maybe it will. So what brings you here? What, I can't drop by to see your face? Come on, you live 2 hours away and we live in an age of video calls. Just say what it is. All right. I guess I was a little worried about how you were doing. One little accident and suddenly I don't know how to take care of myself? No, that's not what I meant. I'm kidding. Relax. I appreciate it, really. It's been a pain trying to get around the house, and I've had to use my crutches to get things down from the stepladder-worthy shelves in what I'm term a haphazard manner. Oh, well, I could help you move some of your stuff somewhere more reachable. It's fine. All the important stuff's already knocked down, and I ordered one of those grabber arms online for the rest. Honestly, I've just been struggling to feel like myself, but seeing you has done wonders. Let's talk like we used to, face to face. Tell me how you've been. Extraneous data removed. End log. Closing notes. Researcher Levitt has requested for all future interviews to be conducted over text. A typing interface has been installed on Dash A and Dash B's mainframes to facilitate this. Interview 1. An interview with the Dash A, Eve. Ava Levitt is still the interviewer. The entirety of this interview was conducted over text. This will be assumed to be the default for all subsequent interviews. Researcher Levitt speaks first. Hello. Hello. I see that I have been contained. What are your questions for me? I would like to ask about Adeline.aic. Why did you create her? Would you rather that Adeline died? She is dead. She was dying. I saved her. I know you would have done the same. Not like that. Not by turning her into some digital shadow of herself. So you admit that she's alive. You're twisting my words. That's not a refusal. You still haven't answered my question. Yes, I would have saved her, but you're not me. So why did you? For much the same reason that you would have. She's my friend. Really? She was your friend? Is it so difficult to believe? We're less different than you think you know. Extraneous data has been removed. I'm concluding this interview. Goodbye. You know you can't keep running from the truth. I know. Goodbye. End log. Closing notes. Researcher Levitt has requested to recuse herself from interviewing Dash A. This request has been granted. Interview 16, so we're jumping 15 interviews now. This is with Dash B, the Adeline unit. After several extensive interview sessions with Dash B, researcher Levitt has determined that it would be best for long-term containment to inform it as its status of an AIC program. Head researcher Redacted approved for this to be done during one of the scheduled interviews. This interview was conducted via microphone and speaker. Okay, this is going to get rough. Levitt speaks first. Hey, Addie. Levitt, it's great to see you here again. Right, about that. Addie, can I talk to you about something? You're already talking to me, so we're halfway there. What is it? Okay, this is going to be a little weird, but I need you to answer the best of your ability. What can you see around you? My flat? I mean, like, the same things that you can. Is there anything within arm's length of you? My chair, I guess? My coat and my keys? What's the thing you wanted to talk about? Could you hand me your keys? Sure, here. What, are you going to show me a magic trick? Are you sure you're holding them? Yeah, What? I just grabbed them. Where did they go? Focus on my voice, Addie. Look at it. Where is it coming from? From you, duh. What the fuck? Did you drug me? This is a little too far for a magic trick. I didn't. And I'm not a reality bender before you ask. I need you to keep focusing on what you can see. Stop letting your brain fill in the gaps. Okay, I trust you. Thank you, Addie. I promise this is necessary. Again, tell me what's around you. I guess there's nothing. Just white everywhere. Oh, fuck. Tell me this isn't what I think it is, Evie. That depends on what you think it is. I'm an AIC. Fuck. Are all of my memories made up? Are you just some researcher who created me? What? God, no. You were alive, Addie. Your memories are real. So I'm some clone you made to simulate your friend? No. Please, Addie, let me finish. Fine. You died about a month ago. It was a stroke. One of your programs got loose and created SCP-9710-B, or, well, you. Okay, yeah, okay. It's perfectly fine that I'm a simulation of a dead woman, because I was made by an AIC I coded. You're not a simulation, Addie. You know as well as I do that it's delusional believe that. Addie is dead. I'm just some code optimized to say what she might have said. Addie. Don't fucking call me that! Call me Dash B. Delete me. Throw me into some filing cabinet. I don't care what you do with me, but I'm not Addie. You need to stop thinking that I'm her and learn to move on. I can't lose you, Dash B. Yes, you can. Please, I can't tell you what you'd think, but I know I don't want to see you like this. All those hours every day you spent talking to me thinking I'm Addie, it's not healthy. You need to live your life. I promise me. I am concluding this interview here. Promise me, Evie. Goodbye, dash B, end log. Closing notes. Dash B is to be considered high priority and protected at all costs. A counselor is to take over all future interview sessions to ensure the abatement of any suicidal or self-destructive tendencies. Incident 1. 2 days after interview 16, researcher Levitt went rogue, creating a copy of Dash B on a flash drive and attempting to escape Foundation premises with it. During pursuit of her vehicle, it crashed through a guardrail and fell several meters down mountainous terrain. Due to difficulties in continuing pursuit, the vehicle was only discovered hours later. Neither researcher Levitt nor the copy of Dash B have been recovered. Further attempts at recovery are considered low priority as long as no attempts are made to disrupt the veil. Dang, yo. Man. The dialogue in that last article, that last interview, felt really good. Did it feel really good to you guys? All right. So, Addie created an AIC, which then respawned her memories as herself as an AIC. And of course, sentient AICs are anomalous. We don't let them out. So, but now Levitt and the copy of Dash B are on the loose. I wonder how that copy of Dash B is going to be, because if it's a copy, it still doesn't want to Levitt to be focusing on it. So it feels like less like lovers running away, Thelma and Louise, and more like, huh. Okay, what song is this based on? Whenever it's an AI article, the only thing I can think of is the Goodbye to a World and the other one from that same album. What songs are that? Is it in here somewhere? No, it's on the this playlist. Sad Machine or Goodbye to a World, both by Porter Robinson. And I doubt it's either of those, but I'm going to, just because those are the two songs I know that feel like AI, I'm going to say Sad Machine. Even though Goodbye to a World I think is more popular. Let's see what the song is, people. Oh, it's actually the title, A World I Built for You by Joel Tumilty. Okay, so it was the title. And honestly, I should have guessed it was the title like I did with Tom's Diner. That is a pretty song title name. But I don't know the song, so that would have been a 50-50 guess. Okay, so I did not get that song. But we did get a very good article. I enjoyed that, and I gave it my updoot. If you enjoyed it and you are a voting member of the SCP Wiki, you can upvote it if you like. Now, I'm returning to the chat. I will catch up on the donations that came in during the reading, and then we have about 45 minutes left in stream. Although, goddamn, sitting is messing with my shoulder. I wonder if I sit like this, if it'll make it easier. Okay. So catching up on the donos first. Intern Hernandez, thank you for sending a flow state to the containment hazard assessment team. I'm sure they will lock in. Natsuo, thank you for sending a gold coin. I'm sure the chat will spend it wisely. Dean Cass, thank you for your first donation of today's stream. Grab yourself a baguette on your way past the commissary. I had a staff meeting today, and I went home half went home sick. Summer flu season has started. Woof, hate that. Blue Phantom, thank you for sending a star to the containment hazard assessment team. You made them a 2-star team. And then, okay, so Blue Phantom and Garcia both sent stars. So we're at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, that's 2 stars. And so 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. Zombie Cat made it a 1-star team right at the end. Oopsie daisy. But I don't know. Thank you for sending a party hat. I'm sure the chat will wear it with pride. And Affleck, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself some tacos on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman, Gamers Against Weed has once again decided against trolling us. They instead sent a meme bomb to the Serpent's Hand. I wonder how long it'll take to fix. Well, that depends on what it does to all of the books in there. Could be a problem. Zombie Cat, thank you for making them a 2-star team. We'll see if they can make it to 5 before stream ends. And I think I saw a Ko-Fi notification. Let me grab that before we're done. Mobile Task Force Captain Lyris, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself some mixed fruit on your way past the commissary. Today is my birthday. Oh, well, happy birthday to ya. I just want to say hello and request that you show the stream Calliope from Homestuck. Sincerely, everyone's favorite SCP, Lyris. Happy Pride. Ah, yes, 2721. Calliope. Homestuck. And so this is your birthday present, which is showing the character Calliope from Homestuck. That's a default, and that's a troll sona. You have been shown. Congratulations. Philip November, thank you for sending 3 stars, bringing them to a 5-star team for at least the time being. I don't know. Thank you for sending sparkles. I'm sure the chat loves cleaning up more glitter bombs. And Researcher Tabiko, thank you for your 2 months as a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. I think I consumed SCP Safe-J-C. I don't think you're supposed to consume... Wait. SCP Safe-J. Is that one of the Thawmeal Thawed meals? -C. And SCP Safe-J-C is a Ketasafe. You ate a safe. You ate a safe, you're saying. That's not good, dietarily speaking. And it's bad for containment, so don't do that. Malachi, thank you for sending sparkles to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure that they will continue to enjoy cleaning up multiple glitter bombs on site. You missed my membership during the stream of that SCP short. Intern Haunted America. I don't necessarily know what you mean. Did I miss you becoming a member? Stream about an SCP short. So are you talking about the Containment Breach movie that we're trying to get Kickstarter? What day was this? When was this? Oh, and Lyris, thank you for making your first donation through the Ko-Fi, by the way. We appreciate you making the effort since Ko-Fi only takes 3% of your donation as a service fee, while YouTube Super Chats take 30% of your donation. So we especially appreciate you making the effort to go through Ko-Fi to make your donation go further. Sleepless Dragon, thank you for your first donation of today's stream, as well as being a member, as well as going through the Ko-Fi. Grab yourself some cotton candy on your way past the commissary. Missed all but 2 minutes of yesterday's stream, so happy late birthday to Agent Goose. Well, happy late birthday to Agent Goose, yes. Since Agent Goose's birthday was yesterday. Can you put the link for the Kickstarter, please? Larry the Eater, in the pinned chat or in the description of this VOD, the Site42 support beacon, beacons.ai/Site42, has the Kickstarter link up top. It's the first link in the support link. Blue Phantom, thank you for sending 4 stars to the Containment Hazard Assessment team, making them a 4-star team. Maybe they'll get back to 5 stars before the end of stream. What do you feel about the LARP YouTubers, and what is your opinion about the LARP YouTubers? Intern Lornon, I don't know what you mean by the LARP YouTubers. Can you elaborate? That means nothing to me. Aoki, what does LARP mean? LARP, in its purest form, means live action role play, which is essentially playing D&D, but instead of playing it at a table with dice and papers, you play it with your friends in a field with fake weapons and armor, and you throw beanbags at each other to imitate the magic spells you're shooting at each other. LARPing is a niche pastime that people enjoy for super nerds, which I am a big fan of, even though I've done one Star Wars LARP evening on my old college campus way back in the day, but LARPing has gotten a lot bigger around. Channel activity. I became a member 2 lives ago. Oh, okay, Haunted America. I did not see that member message. I wonder what happened. Were you gifted a membership, or did you sign up for a membership? Either way, we appreciate you being a member, so welcome to the Green Name Brigade. Who was asking about LARPing YouTubers? That way I can look for their name and see what they're actually talking about. Lornon has not spoke again, so I need Lornon to elaborate what they're talking about with LARP YouTubers. Dr. Frogman is saying, Dr. Sherman, LARP YouTubers are YouTubers who pretend to be their favorite YouTubers from when they were kids. Their names are usually the YouTuber's name with LARP in the name. So, like, someone would make videos pretending to be a young Markiplier or a young MatPat. An example would be LARPiplier. Of course, that's the one I say first. Well, at first blush, taking inspiration from a creator you appreciate is not a bad thing. If they're being very clear that they are not the person because they've got LARP in the name. It is difficult when you are LARPing a real person as opposed to a character. There's always, you got to watch out for that. Personal space and boundaries and things like that. Huh. I got to think about that. Because on one point, I mean, I am technically a LARP YouTuber, as in acting as a Foundation researcher on stream in character. And I think that's cool. I think more people should do it. I think we could have a thriving community of interactive theater type folks, but on your phone, on your TV. Okay, in the back channels, Desk is showing me Puppet Boys poster to support the SCP Kickstarter. Let's take a look at what we've got. Oh. Oh, yeah. That's thorough. That's a message. Honestly, that's good for any project upcoming. Sick. Well, I will have to share that out once I am done with stream and in between all the things I got to do today. Blue Phantom, thank you for your first super of today. Grab yourself some soup on your way past the commissary. Some soup! How is your Indesk's day? Well, besides my frickin' shoulder being so angry at me, I'm doing pretty well. Gym went well, and the O4 council meeting later, I'm gonna be fine. Malachi, thank you for sending glitter bombs to the chat. I'm sure they will enjoy cleaning up that mess. And intern Caitlin, thank you for sending your first super of the day. Grab yourself a fruit salad, yummy, yummy, on your way past the commissary. Yes, it a fake mark. Interesting. I'll have to look into this a little bit. Bro, I can't find the email for the wiki. Meaning I can't make an account. Help. Intern Heaton, does your email address contain a number digit? Or is it a Hotmail email address? Because Wikidot does not fuck with either of those. Wikidot rejects all emails out of hand. It's a glitch in the system. Intern Brian, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Is this a Christian stream? Well, the SCP Foundation does contain 6 iterations of Jesus. We have Bread Jesus, SCP-3305. We have Uber Driver Jesus, SCP-029-J. We have Milk Jesus, SCP-6542. We have Cockblock Jesus, SCP-4477. We have SCP-5991, Vor Jesus. And we have SCP-7966, Jim Davis, creator of Garfield Jesus. So I think we're therefore 6 times more Christian than any other stream. They only have one Jesus. We have 6 different iterations. We are so Christian, you can't even believe it. 6 Gzi. Man. Intern Gas Daddy. Thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself some milk wafers on your way past the commissary. I think I saw SCP-096 run by my house earlier. No, that was just an average streaker. Don't worry about it. Intern Dixie. Thank you for sending a 100 to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure that the chat will keep it 100 thanks to your urging. Yo, Dr. Sherman, I'm trying to make my own mobile task force unit in the SCP Foundation, but I can't log in. Can you help me? Well, I can help you to log in, but if your goal is to sign on to make a new mobile task force, you're going to be pretty disappointed because it's not as easy as just making a document. You've essentially got to write an SCP, and then your mobile task force has to contain that SCP. The SCP Wiki is a fan fiction site for stories. It is not just a character dossier. You got to keep that in mind. A lot of people just want to add their OC. That's not good enough. You got to put in the work to make an actual story. See a Ko-Fi notification. Let me grab that real quick. Tabiko, thank you for donating for the first time today, as well as being a member, and thank you for making the effort to go through the Ko-Fi. Grab yourself some cheese fries on your way past the commissary. Hello, I ate SCP-313. Also, how do I get Mallow out of my vision? She's being clingy and annoying. Mallows are its. They're not he's or she's. They are its. Please practice proper pronoun parlance protocols at the Foundation. Furthermore, what do you mean you ate SCP-313? What does that even mean? You're claiming to have eaten a powerful hand dryer? A hand dryer, like in the bathroom, that shoots plasma and causes things to burn and die? You did not. Stop lying to me for kicks. We are a professional organization. I will fire you. And by fire you, I mean out of the sun launcher. Into the sun. Notorious Gaming, thank you for your 8 months as a mobile task force captain here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Evening, Doc. Cool suit. I know, right? How's SCP-72? 9. You will not fuck up this budget meeting for me. You will not. Not the day I need to go present our budgetary needs at the O4 Council meeting. No. Do you want me to have to sell your roof? Because I will sell your roof. Sleep under the stars, he said. It'll be romantic, he said. Just you wait. Isn't it the O4 Council? The stream says it. That's what I said. That's what I said. What are you talking about? I always come back. That's Boiled One. That's the wrong online horror anomaly. You're cribbing lines from William Afton now? Get it together. Get your own catchphrase. Paranormalin, thank you for sending a flow state to the containment hazard assessment team. I'm sure they'll lock in. The stream title says 04 with a 0. Is that the typo? Damn it. On a keyboard, the O and the 0 were right next to each other, I'll have you know. Okay, it's fixed. And in fixing that, I've completely lost all of the donations. Because, of course, my terminal exploded trying to fix it. Okay, I got them back. Malachi, thank you for sending a 100. I'm sure the chat will keep it 100 because you asked them to. Barker, you gave them a star, making them a 5-star team, which is very nice for them. Then Blue Lobster sent them 8 stars, making you guys a 3-star team with 23 minutes to go. I need to learn to stretch before practice because owie. You're damn right, Hunter Mark. Don't neglect your warm-up. And remember, when you stretch before actions, you always do a dynamic stretch, a moving stretch to get your muscles loosened up. People who do static stretches, long 30-second holds and things like that before an event, they actually perform worse because the muscles are too relaxed. You dynamically stretch before activity, and you static stretch afterwards. This has been your Foundation Fitness Initiative tip of the day. Is it okay to write an SCP story about a local legend? Yes, it is, as long as it's not copyrighted. But I mean, the Mothman's got an SCP, Bigfoot's got an SCP. Intern Donovan, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Ow. Okay, I really need to stand up and stretch my shoulder for a sec, so give me a moment, Dr. Chair, keep them entertained. Also, Intern Hi, yes, you can draw me. Why does my shoulder hurt? Son of a bitch. Thank you, Dr. Chair, for the mild entrance. Why is sitting in a chair causing me shoulder pain? What is your problem? Tell me. Because you're old now, that's why your shoulder hurts. That's not it. That's not it. Would Markiplier and Jacksepticeye and the Egos be considered SCPs? If so, how to contain them? Well, that depends on the universe they reside in. In their universe, all of the Egos seem to be normal people, meaning they're not exactly anomalous, but the ones with anomalous abilities are anomalous. But just having multiple marks in that universe doesn't seem to be strange. Same with the Jacks. Hey, quick question. Is it possible to escape 3008 by digging via underground? No, Dr. Crusader, it is not, because IKEAs obviously have multiple floors. So you can dig underground, but you just end up at the next floor down. I should definitely listen to Dr. Sherman because leg cramps in the middle of marching is not fun. I agree. Not pleasant, says me with a shoulder cramp right now. Does Dr. Sherman have a favorite Sith Lord? Not particularly. They're they're not exactly good folk. What if I superglued a picture of 096 to 173? Then I would demote you to D class for being boring. Everyone and their mother has thought of that prank. And by the way, if you do that, you can still look anywhere else at 173. You put the picture on the face, look at its feet. Duh! You're not clever. Everyone says that. We hear that 10 times a week. You basic. Intern Dixie, thank you for sending 69 100s to the Containment Hazard Assessment Team. Chat, I require you to nicely keep it 100. Blue Phantom, thank you for donating in to say, Ferdinand got out and is claiming to be an 05 member. Politely guide Ferdinand the cannibal back to the containment chamber. Why don't they just put SCP-682 in the Infinite IKEA? Intern Bro. Another pretty basic request there, and let me tell you why not. Our job is to keep things contained. The Infinite IKEA has an exit. The door moves, but 682 is an immortal anomaly, meaning there is a statistic certainty that whilst walking through the halls, 682 will eventually find the door, which means it will get out. So no, that would be a terrible idea. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What's your favorite SCP and least favorite? Intern Moosin. I always say my favorite SCP is at the end of stream, which is about 17 minutes away. So if you want to have some patience, you'll learn my favorite SCPs. You could also donate and ask, and in return for your generosity, I'll tell you right away. Or you can cheat and go to yesterday's stream, because at the end of stream, I did that part of the tradition. As for least favorite, I don't have a least favorite SCP. Thanks to the community vote, standards have a set floor on the SCP community, which means even if I don't particularly like something, at least I can say it's good enough to merit being on the site most of the time. So I don't really look at Site 42, or I don't really look at SCPs as a least favorite game. I don't choose to engage with art that way. Dr. Sherman, who's your stylist? Intern Mayor, my hairstylist is the on-site stylist. She does great work. And the fashion's all me, baby. I know the game. I know how to dress. HCD, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a hot pickle on your way past the commissary. Hello again, Dr. Sherman. What do you think about mimic-type SCPs? I'm thinking about writing one, but it has to be done already, right? So, I am sure you'll find some transforming, shape-shifting anomalies. Let me check the tags. So if I go down to T's transfiguration, transfiguration could show some that do mimicking. I'm also looking at shape-shifting, which I think has a tag. Nope, shape-shifting does not have a tag. I did a video about what if the Among Us imposters were SCPs. And in that, you'll find some different anomalies that were like Among Us imposters, therefore they were mimics of a sort. So you could use them. Wait a second, that lab coat is not a rainbow and it doesn't have the insignia. This is not a lab coat, it's a suit jacket. This is a suit. It is the '04 council meeting. And so we are suiting up. Fit check. Looking fly. Oh, it's your cover job award night. Yes, this is the my author has won the Chamber of Commerce's Best Dance Teacher Award. And so I need to be present to accept that. Very fancy. Who are the '04s? Intern Cheese, that's the Site Director Council, of which I am on the member. Intern Cardona, SCP-6101's description says, as the first line, SCP-6101 is the most powerful SCP. That answers your question right there. Intern license plate. If you know where 4885 is, then yes, you die. So farewell. Enjoy having Waldo climb out of your mouth. Gross. How much money is in the Kickstarter for the movie? Intern Larry, we are at 45.6. We need to push that very hard to hit the minimum. Oh, it jumped up to 45.606 when I looked at it. Someone backed it. But we need to go further if we're going to hit that 125K for the minimum goal. Reminder, we want more like 450 to 750 to get the full movie made of increasing quality. So a reminder, make a Kickstarter account and donate a single dollar. Every single dollar donation helps the cause. It's going to be much more difficult to have a bunch of big donors in a community project like this. But if we all learn to donate one little dollar, then we can make a lot of things. What if I'm broke and can't donate? Tambari, $1. Can you not spare a single dollar? A single dollar. You have to have a single dollar you can spare. That said, whether you donate or not, you also need to be sharing it everywhere. And if you absolutely can't donate, then you need to be sharing it even more. Donate your time and effort. What if I have money, but I'm not allowed to have it until I finish school? Well, that means you don't have money. But do you not have a standard bank debit card? How do you spend money in day-to-day life right now? Most people can donate $1. They just don't think about it, or they're lazy, or they're just waiting for someone else to do it. The bystander effect again. So, no, you got to take the initiative. Gray, thank you for your first donation of today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a fruited roll-up on your way past the commissary. Ever heard of SCP Explained? Do you like them? I'm not a fan personally of any of the animated channels, just of the animated content farm channels, like Explained, Dr. Bob, formerly Detective Void and Rubber before they quit. Their style of summary just doesn't do it for me. And their animation is not good enough to keep my attention. So I'm not a huge fan. I can say that of the group of them, Detective Void and Rubber were especially bad, and I'm glad they're dead. And Dr. Bob and Explain seem to be at least a little better. And the voice of SCB Explained Hunter is a cool dude. Mm-hmm. 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 Tabiko, thank you for donating to the Ko-Fi again to say, my bad for eating SCP-313. I was hungry. Also, even experimented with SCP-72. No industry. And why do you not like it? Read its document. You will quickly learn why not. I'm not explaining it to you. You go to the wiki, you read its document, you will learn why everyone, not just me, everyone hates that abomination. Do you like the Exploring series? 369 Destroyer. While I do not listen to them, they're not my kind of content, I do respect them a hell of a lot more. As they put the time in to read and summarize and do a good job telling the stories in a somewhat constricted manner. I have no money and I'm a freshman with no money. How do I donate? Intern Michaela, if you have no money to your name, no bank account that you can't donate, then it's time to donate your effort. Like, share, subscribe, comment, chat, make art, make memes, spread the word however you can so more people who do have money can find them. I need to save that poster and shout from Puppet Boy and share that out later. I'm working on a drawing, a sponsor art for the SCP movie. Not sure if it'll be done by Friday. Well, Zombie Cat, remember that movie posters for the Kickstarter are not a Friday thing. Once they're done, tag me in the Discord immediately. Send them to my business email, not the Fan Art Friday email. Because movie posters to support the SCP Kickstarter for SCP Containment Breach the movie, that's not fan art, that is promotional art. That is business. So get me that as soon as possible in the proper channels so I can broadcast it for you. Why are you in the void? I'm not in the void. This is the Audiophonics Lab. This is foam. It's got good sound quality. Malachi, thank you for sending sparkles to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they'll enjoy cleaning up yet another glitter bomb. Intern Shogun, if you're not getting an email after you apply to the SCP Wiki, first question, do you have a number, a digit in your email address, or is it a Hotmail email address? Wikidot does not interact with those kind of emails. It's a glitch. You will never get an email from Wikidot if you have a number in your email address or if it's from Hotmail. Furthermore, if that's not the case, maybe you just didn't fulfill your application correctly. What's your favorite SCP-001? Intern Cardona, that would be Lily's proposal. The world's gone beautiful. If we gotta go, I would appreciate it if it were nice and quiet. 5 minutes remaining in stream, chat. 5 minutes remaining in stream. If an SCP got posted online, what happens? Intern Larry, then you delete it, you disinformation campaign everyone who saw it, and you cover it up, obviously. What would you do if 049 tried to cure you? Get the hell away from that bird brain, obviously. Can you please let me out? No, Peanut, we cannot. What if you threw SCP-018 at 682 repeatedly? It would pierce 682's flesh like a bullet, but it wouldn't go fast enough to do major damage. It would keep piercing 682 as it accelerated if it didn't just bounce off 682. Not helpful. What is SCP-173 made from? Intern Thomas, can you not read? The document for 173 clearly states it's made of concrete, rebar, and Krylon branded spray paint. Please, read the documents if you have questions about them. It's that easy. How do we know the Pacific brand the spray was spray painted on? Dax rays. First of all, I believe you meant specific, but secondarily, you can use chemical analysis to tell the exact mix of a paint, and very often brands have specific formulations. What is your favorite Mobile Task Force agency, and what is your favorite group of interest? Also show the dog. Well, we'll see if Puppy of Interest comes to join us. But in the meantime, my favorite Mobile Task Force is, of course, Mobile Task Force Psi-42, codenamed the Signal Boosters, because they are the ones helping us to make an SCP movie, obviously. As for group of interest, it's got to be the SCP Foundation. Obviously, I work for them. They do the right thing. Site42 staff, we have made it to the end of stream, and as I do at the end of every stream, I tell you guys my favorite SCPs. But I'm not going to tell you that my favorites are the ones I personally wrote. That would be cheating. But if you want to read the SCPs I wrote, you can go to the Sherman's author page in Site 42 Hub on the SCP database. There you can read the SCPs I wrote, as well as contributed voice lines or sound effects too. And one tab over, you'll find a list of links. Links that people ask about in the chat all the time, but then when I tell them that's where the links are, they don't pay attention. They're really not good at getting hints. But that's not a problem for you guys, right? You guys can get hints. And when you do, you will find yourselves able to become a Patreon patron or YouTube channel member to donate to us monthly. You can do a Ko-Fi or a YouTube Super Chat to donate to us one at a time. Either way, direct donations are the easiest way to support the Site 42 community. And if you can't donate, do not fret, because we have ways you can help without donating. You can be a member of Mobile Task Force Site 42, codename the Signal Boosters. When you like, share, subscribe, comment, chat, make art and fan art and memes and shitposts and clips and edits of us and the SCP projects we support. The SCP Containment Breach the Movie Kickstarter, currently online. We need to support it a lot more. Do your best. Also, the SCP Wiki and its authors and artists, other SCP filmmakers, animators, game devs, merch makers, podcasters. You are able to support the channel that through algorithmic help and get us to more people, some of which may have money to help us out. And we can keep making SCP the world's largest creative collaborative project. So Patreon is better for donation. Patreon and YouTube memberships are approximately, Patreon is better than YouTube memberships because Patreon takes a much smaller chunk. YouTube memberships and Super Chats take the most because YouTube wants its cut. Patreon and Ko-Fi take less of a chunk. I donated the Kickstarter. That's what heroes do, Zombie Cat. Poppy Seed, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Go ahead and get yourself some butter on your way past the commissary. Have you seen cryptozoology about the far plains? No, I don't know what you mean by that. But now, without further ado, my favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, and SCP-8980. Content warning on the last one, it's a bit of a rough read. Speed round. 399-303-030, I can't know where the last one to read. Site 42 staff, has been another Coffee Break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. See you in the next video or stream. Jackson, thank you for sending a laughing disco right at the last minute. I'm sure the chat will goofily dance the night away, as will I at this awards ceremony. When you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits? Putting on the Ritz. Different types who wear a day coat, pants with stripes and cutaway coat, perfect fits. Putting on the Ritz. Dressed up like $1 million trooper. Trying not to look like Gary Cooper. Super duper. Come, let's mix with Rockefellers. Walk with sticks or umbrellas in their midst. Putting on the Ritz. Credit song is Putting on the Ritz by Taco. Be safe, be well, Site 42 staff. And as always, secure, contain, protect. I'll see you in the next video or stream.